Then I walk out onto the street. I live in New York City, and there's a lot of people with a lot of different kinds of personalities and a lot of conflict everywhere, a lot of confrontation. And I go outside, and everybody's walking by in the street, and it's just a bunch of people making their own way and making their own paths. And this is a great thing. But what's happening is that we're not a bunch of people interacting with each other, meshing together, forming a strong society together. It's a bunch of people conflicting, butting heads. And it's not because of, a conflict that is misunderstanding or anything like that. I think media has taught people to be egotistic and to create from their own flaws a sort of kingdom where we decided that it is okay to take these flaws and hold it over everybody else's head, that it should be all about us. When we walk down the street, we decide that the world should part for us. I shouldn't have to hold the door open for anybody. Everybody should hold the door open for me. I was walking into Walgreens the other day, and this nice religious couple, that's a very religious, Jewish religious area that I work in, that I live into, was walking into the store at the same time I was walking out. And courtesy demands that if you're opening the door for someone, that you let the person leave before you enter yourself. And it's not that I have a personal problem with what happened, but it showed me how people are acting today. The couple opened the door and nearly knocked me over in trying to get in knowing that I was coming out. And this surprised me because growing up religious, we're taught that we're children of God, princes and princesses, and that we should always act with the best mitos, that is manners, that we can possibly have. And it surprised me to see this kind of behavior. So it showed me how widespread this social problem is. That we think that we see our heroes on TV, our musicians, our movie stars, taking the worst part of their personalities and broadcasting it over Hollywood, broadcasting it over society, making themselves great because of it. And this is not something to be great of. The greatness comes from overcoming those flaws and becoming a better person. Instead, we have decided that we're going to take those flaws and decide that the world should treat us like kings because poor us, look at us with these flaws, and it's all about me, and I wear the throne here, and I don't have to hold the door open for me when I get for anybody. When I get onto the subway these days, I get bombarded by people trying to get in instead of waiting for me to get off. And it's not that I think that these things matter so much, but the little things that I see every day from people scares me. And I think media has a huge part. It plays a huge part in this. Whenever you see your rapper, your favorite star rapper on the, Hollywood news, E-news, whatever it is, they're involved in this scandal, and this person's getting divorced with this person, and, all these people on talk shows that have these huge problems that they overcome, and that makes them great. I feel like it's this ego that's made us selfish and self-centered, and there's not enough perfection to strive for. Now, I think it's wonderful that YouTube expresses more individualism and more chances to be ourselves, but I think that we are not striving enough for the right kind of perfection and the right kind of individualism. We, as a society, need to go back a couple steps, I think, and try and become more perfect, because that's not such a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to want to improve yourself and to be a greater person. And I think that if we try and do this, we will be a stronger society as a whole. Obviously, I don't want people trying to be perfect. I don't want people to think that they have to have perfect teeth and a perfect smile and a perfect house. I'm so glad we have overcome that point. But I think it's gone a little too far, and it's time to pull back. Now, I don't know if I've made much sense. I have a hard time coming up with ways on the spot to express myself and explain myself. So I don't know if this clip is as clear to the viewers as I feel like I'm being clear. So please tell me what you think so I can follow up on this video and explain myself a little better. I would love to hear your opinions, whether you agree with me or not. And just tell me what your views are. Tell me if you've seen this change in society at all, because I'll tell you, when I hear stories about the 1920s, the 1930s, 1940s, 50s, and I know I wasn't around then, so I couldn't tell you what it was really like, but when I hear stories, I always imagine a much more friendlier society, a much more united society, where everyone on the block knows each other and cares about each other, where people hold the door open for each other, where people care about whether their neighbor is, having a little bit of a rough time financially and they help out, where people, don't say tough crap, bear through it, get over it, where a broken heart is not something that somebody should, have to get over so quickly, and likewise, where somebody who's whining, complaining all the time should be able to, keep their head up a little bit and not decide to take that issue that they're whining and crying over and make it into this huge dramatic scene where everyone should, part the sea for them because they need all that attention because of that issue that they're going through. That doesn't make you great. Overcoming your issues is what makes you great. And when we interact with each other and make room for each other's greatness, the right kind of greatness, we will be a much better society. And the media can help by showing people who are real, showing people who are individual, who are flawed, but people who overcome those flaws and create greatness through that overcoming. Tell me what you guys think. I'd love to hear from you, especially Mr. Corey from SMPfilms himself. And, by the way, Corey, you haven't accepted my friend request, and I think you should, because I'm a really cool person. And that's it. So have a good night, everybody. I just want to let you know that what I think you're doing is great. Your videos rock. Keep rocking them. Not only the mean kitty ones. And I hope that every video that you make allows you to create the difference in this world and the media that you wanted to. Rock on. Life at the sum of the slides, and sooner or later love comes inside you, gets behind you, takes you under its wing. It's in some kind of function, a reconstruction where you